Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Sundarakaram Sadeka Priyadarsanam, Ajnanashakam Devam Satgurum Muralidharam, Murali Mandita Karamalam Munijana Mohanam, Yatyastapam Malamala Dharinam, Prema Bhakta Mandala Nitya Kirtitam, Premikavaram Ashrayeham, Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha, Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha, Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranatakleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha, Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukashanamha, Tam Namami Harim Param. Shri Hare Namaha, Shri Hare Namaha, Shri Hare Namaha, Gopika Jeevana Smaranam
Govinda, Govinda.
Satgurunath Maharaj Ki Radhe Radhe. By the benign grace of our Satguru Maharaj, His Holiness Shri Shri Muralidhar Swamiji, and Madhuri Sati Sameta Shri Premika Vardhan Thakurji, I'm here today to present to you a story, and it's so nice to have everyone here for my birthday as well. This story is also a favorite of mine, so I hope all of y'all enjoy it, and I'll have some questions for y'all at the end, so pay attention. Okay. So, once upon a time, a long, long time ago in the Dwapara Yuga, there used to be an old lady who lived all alone. No family, no friends. She just lived all alone in a village next to the city of the Madura. So, in this city of Madura, there used to be a king by the name of Ugrasena. Every day, this old lady would go to the forest, the very interior of the forest, and pick the juiciest and the rarest of fruits. And she would never pick the bitter fruits or the sour ones. She would always pick the best fruits, even if it meant that she had to go through thorns and bushes. Even though she was old, she would still get the best fruits. Then every day, she would come to the city of Mathura, and she would sell her fruits. The people of Mathura were very kind to her. Every time someone bought something from her, they would give her more money than the fruit was actually supposed to cost. So she had a very good time, she was always happy, and she made a living this way. The king had a son named Kamsa. Kamsa was a very evil person. So one day, Kamsa put his own father in jail and crowned himself king. And from that day onward, all the Rakshasas ruled his palace. I mean, he made the Rakshasas his ministers, servants, and they roamed the streets. So one day when the old lady came to sell her fruits, the kind people were nowhere to be found. All the Rakshasas just came and laughed at her, stole her fruits, and just went away. And she was so upset, and she thought, I'm never going to come here again to sell these fruits. And then she thought, what am I going to do? This is how I get my money, this is how I live, but what am I going to do now? Then her friends told her about a city called Gokulam, and how the people there were so generous to her, to anyone. And so she thought, okay, I'll go to the city of Gokulam tomorrow. So the next day, she went to the forest again and got the best fruits, the ripest fruits. And with so much hope, she goes to Gokulam. When she goes to Gokulam, the first thing she sees is so many trees filled with fruits hanging from them. She cannot even count the number of varieties of fruits that she can see. And that too, it's very easy to pick. It's at arm's reach. And she thought, oh my God, in fact, I should come here to get my fruits. How are people going to buy fruits from me when all these trees have so many fruits already? And so she was slowly about to turn back when a sadhu saw her. Sadhavo dina vatsalaha. Guruji always says this. It means that sadhus are always so compassionate and kind to anyone. When the sadhu saw her, the sadhu called and said, Radhe, Radhe, Pati, seems like you're a fruit seller. I'll tell you, you go to Nanda Baba's house. You know, if you come to the city of Gokulam, you should never go empty-handed, and he'll buy all the fruits from you. And the old lady was so thankful, she did namaskar to the sadhu, and she went on her way to Nanda Baba's house. While she was walking, she, just like any other fruit seller would, she was carrying her basket and she was yelling, fruits, fruits, juicy fruits, tasty fruits for anyone who likes fruits, cure you of your disease. She was yelling like any other seller. She was walking down the streets, but no one was there. She thought, oh, maybe the gopas went to graze the cows. Maybe the gopis are doing some house chores. And slowly she reached the house. She saw it was a huge palace, full of riches, so many grains, already so much food, servants. And she thought, my God, but with this rate, Nanda Baba will probably have servants getting fruits for him from all parts of the country. And I'm here just selling random fruits. How is he going to buy my fruits? And she was so sad. She was about to turn back, but then she remembered the sadhu's words. And sadhu's words will always come true. So again, she called out, fruits, fruits. Anyone want some juicy fruits, fruits? And she was calling and calling. And she's an old lady, right? So she got tired easily. And she thought, there's no use. And she felt like she wanted to cry. So she slowly took her basket, was about to turn around, when a sweet baby-like voice called out to her and said, fruit seller, fruit seller. And that voice, she didn't know who it was, but it felt like nectar that was just flowing throughout her body. So she turned around and she was looking in the distance to see who this person was, who was calling her name. Couldn't see anyone, so when she put her basket down, as she was putting it down, she saw a small boy, maybe 1.5 years old, with big grape-like eyes, curly black hair, beautiful complexion, pearl white teeth, pink lips, and just beautiful, like a necklace around him with a tiger nail emblem. And she thought, who is this? Who is this boy? She felt like looking at him forever. And guess what else he had? A peacock feather on his head. So guess who that was? Yeah.
Wow.
It was none other than our dear Lord Krishna. So Krishna slowly came up to her and he looked at the full basket full of fruits and he's so happy to see so many fruits. And he said, can I have a fruit? Can I have one? And the lady felt like giving him all the fruits. She felt like giving him her heart. But if she gave him all the fruits right then, she knows that he's just going to go home and then she's not going to get to talk to him or play with him or see him. So she thought, okay, I'm going to ask him a few questions so he'll stay with me longer. So she said, okay, I'll give you a fruit, but first I want some grains. And so Krishna thought, okay, I'll go to my house and I'll get some grains for you. So he runs back into his house. There's some grains grazing in the sun. That's what they used to do back in the day. So he grabs some of those grains. He carefully comes back to her because he has small fingers, right? He's only 1.5 years old. So he doesn't want to drop any of them. But when he gets to her, there's only 2 grains in his hand. And he realizes he drops all the grains while walking to her. So then he just put the 2 grains in her basket. And then he thought, he said, okay, here's the deal. You give me all the fruits today. And then when my father comes home, I will tell him about you. And next time you come to see me, he'll give you so many grains. And then, you really think the old lady wanted the grains? No, she just wants to see Krishna, right? So she said, okay, how about you come sit on my lap and you call me Amma and I'll give you all the fruits. So Krishna did just that. Krishna came and lovingly sat on her lap and he just said, Amma, can I please have all the fruits? So the lady was so full of joy and she felt like she had attained all the virtues from all the janmas. She felt like the most fortunate person in the world at that moment. She said, oh dear, you can take as many fruits as you want. And so she held 2 of his fingers, 2 of his hands, put all the fruits in his hands, and he's a baby, right? So this is how he was holding all the fruits. And he slowly took all the fruits and he said bye to the old lady. And then he goes and says, Anna, Amma, Sri Rama, all my friends, come, I got all the fruits for you. And so by looking at this, the old lady was so happy for him. And then she took leave. As she reached her house, she just sat down to take some rest. And then she looked inside the basket, and there were so many jewels, so many gems. And she was like, oh my God, must be Krishna's work only. So 1 week later, Krishna was